Hello there, I am Mike, and welcome to another edition of Music Radio Creative Live! Oh, that feels good, doesn't it? It's good to be back, and in this edition, I'm going to talk about the best way to transcribe your podcast audio into text. So you can do all kinds of cool stuff like PDF transcriptions that you can give either as a lead magnet or as a free download. Also how to create awesome show notes, that kind of stuff. I'm going to show you a few options on my screen right now during this live little explainer session. Thank you, by the way, for joining me if you are in live or if you're here on the replay. I hope you find this content valuable. So as you see in the background here, just behind me, I've got a Google Doc open. That'll be the first option. Also, I've used this service from Rev before in the past and had very good results. But I also want to introduce you to a new service. You might have seen it on my channel, done a few videos about them. Cool enough to sponsor some of my videos before as well. It's called Sonix, and in the time it will take me to explain all the other features to you, I will be able to do a transcription in lightning speed time using Sonix. So I've got an old podcast episode here. It is, let's just play it for a second. It's about 5 minutes. Okay, perfect. So it should just take a couple of minutes to drag and drop it here. And I'll get this going, and then while that's happening, I'll show you some other ideas. So English, British, that's my accent. Start transcribing. Brilliant. Okay. While that is whirring away in the background, obviously I can't fast forward this video because I'm live. I'll explain some other stuff. So Rev is popular. I've seen it recommended around a load. I've had good results with it in the past. It does use human transcribers, hence the fact it is speedy, but not quite as speedy as artificial intelligence, which is what this app is using here, Sonix. And also, $1 per minute. So if you have an hour-long podcast episode, that's going to be $60 to get your podcast transcribed by a real human being. In my experience, like I say, they've been very fast, usually 24 hours or less, so no real messing about. But this is going to take 2 minutes, which is pretty cool. The other way to do it is to use something like a Google Doc, and there is a cool feature in here. If you go to Tools, Voice Typing, you see that? And I can click to speak. Hang on, let's change my accent again, because I'm British. Where are you, British? Or is it UK? Oh, where is it? Am I missing it? Australia, Canada, Ghana, India, Ireland, Kenya, New Zealand, Philippines, Nigeria, South Africa, Tanzania. Oh, United Kingdom. Okay, let's see whether it picks up my voice. Hello, I'd like to find out if you can transcribe me perfectly. Not too bad. Now, if you've got your audio interface hooked up in such a way you can actually play what you hear audio in, you should also be able to go onto a new line here, transcribe using this, a podcast episode. So let me hit the microphone button again, and I'm going to try playing my podcast episode. Hello, I'm Mike.
I'm Isabella.
And welcome to season... Okay, that is not working, so will be a little bit of messing about here. Maybe it disabled itself because it didn't hear any audio. Let's try that again then. Hit record and play the podcast episode. So, podcast episode ready to go. That's a problem. It seems to disable when I click off. So maybe if I start the podcast episode first, then hit the microphone. Hello, I'm Mike.
I'm Isabella.
Maybe it's missing the intro. You see, it's a bit fiddly, this one. Mike. Okay, I'm going to start it from that point. Let's just check back in with Sonix. Oh, yeah, it's already done. It's already transcribed the episode over on Sonix, but never fear. I am determined to make this work. So let's play the audio and start the microphone. Hello, I'm Mike.
I'm Isabella.
And welcome to Season 3 of the Music Radio Creative Podcast.
Do you know, I was literally itching to be back. It's really funny how we had such a long break from podcasting.
I know.
And I almost feel really guilty. And there were days where I'm just thinking, could we just not sit down and start recording right now?
And that's the beauty of podcasting, right? You can just grab your microphone, you can switch it on and start talking.
Absolutely. And
Okay, as you can see, it's done an okay job, but it's really not perfect, and it's mistranscribed a few of the words. Plus, I'm not getting nice paragraphs. Literally, at the end of this, I'm going to have one big chunk of text. So let's go over to Sonix. Oh, before I do, actually, there is one more thing that I can show you. If you can't get this to work on your desktop, you can use something like Evernote. So I'm just loading up the Evernote app here, logging into my Evernote, and if I create a text note here, there you go, creating a text note on Evernote, then what I will do is I will use my my microphone input here. Hello, this is a test note. And you might be able to see that or not, but it is transcribing exactly what I say. You could be really fiddly and start that recording and hold it up to a speaker and play your podcast episode. But remember, both the Google Drive way and transcribing into your phone way, you're going to have to transcribe in real time. So if you've got a 60-minute podcast, you're going to have to sit there for an hour, leaving it playing in real time. So not ideal. Rev will work. It uses real human beings, more expensive than Sonix. And also you're going to have to wait a little bit longer to have that real human being turn around your transcription. But let's have a look at this. I'm very, very quickly falling in love with Sonix, and you can see it's done a great job. It's split the podcast episode into nice little paragraphs as well. It's given me a confidence rating as well, so I can actually highlight with the thermometer any words that it's not confident about. Brilliant, brilliant stuff. If you want to try this out for yourself, by the way, mrc.fm/transcribe, okay? That will not only give you 30 free minutes, but if you sign up for a paid account, you'll get 100 minutes for free by using my link. So mrc.fm/transcribe to test this out. Hi, I'm Mike. And I'm Isabella, is the last bit. And welcome to Season 3 of the Music Radio Creative Podcast. So really, really cool stuff. A very fast way to get some nice looking show notes going on here. You can go ahead and assign speakers. So I could say that this is going to be Mike, save, and this is going to also be Mike. This was Isabella speaking. And you can go through like so, just assigning the speakers to be the correct speakers here. You see it will pick out for you automatically different speakers that it detects. You can just go through and do Mike, Isabella, Mike, Isabella. You'll see why I'm doing this in just a moment. Let's get that all assigned. Mike, Isabella. And you can just go through and do this really quickly. I'll leave the rest. Oh, nearly at the end. May as well do the whole thing for sake of completeness. Mike, Isabella, Mike, Isabella, Mike, Isabella. And this has got some really cool integrations. So not only can you make podcast show notes, so if I wanted to add a show note here, okay, we're changing the format. We're changing the format of this podcast. Read more at mrc.fm/about. That could be one show note. What else did we talk about here? If there's something you'd like to hear on the podcast, okay. If you'd like to hear about something on our show, go to mrc.fm/submit. And as you can see here, I'm making quick show notes to the podcast, which would take much longer if you had to listen to it. Now I can just skim read through this text and make notes. And as you can see here, they appear as nice notes. Now let's do some exporting to really show you what this can do for your podcast. I can export as a Microsoft Word document or text file if I want to copy paste into something like WordPress. I include timestamps and speaker names is very handy. Export and boom, there we go, some show notes, and look at this, looking fantastic. It calls out Mike and Isabella, so each speaker here with timestamps of when we were speaking. Show notes are here at the top with links, so again, ready to Command A, Command C, and paste into your CMS, like for instance WordPress. But if I want to go ahead and make some edits here, I can edit out a whole line of me talking here. Just grab your microphone, you can switch it on and start talking. Boom, that's gone. And that will actually disappear now from the audio. And I can show you this just quickly over in Audition. If I then export this as an, let's click here, Adobe Audition session file, which you can do using Sonix. Export and then open in Adobe Audition. And we want to link the media with MRC, and it is MRC-S3E0. Boom, open up, and you'll see here transcription is going to appear here in the markers section, or it should appear here in the markers section. For some reason that's, it's not working because I've got a search in there already. There's the transcription, and you can see how it is making cuts at the point that I have told it to cut out audio, so right about here. But this is non-destructive, so if I zoom right in, I can actually re-enable any of the audio that Sonix has cut out. So Sonix will edit your podcast for you as well. It's a really, really cool app, and the best I have found in order to transcribe your podcast audio into text. So go give it a go. Try it out for yourself and let me know how you get on with this. Like I say, in the time it has taken me to explain the other methods of transcribing, the artificial intelligence inside this app transcribed a short podcast episode with ease and not even breaking a sweat. So go and try it out for yourself at mrc.fm/transcribe. Really hope you enjoy using this for your podcast. Let me know how you get on, and I'll be back tomorrow for a brand new episode of Music Radio Creative Live. Join me then.